Welcome back to week 15 of the NFL season. This is our NFL bet show where we go through and give you our top three favorite bets of the week, including our locks of the week, which are coming off a 3-1 week. And we all went 3-2, I believe, last week. So, Corey, looks like you shook off some of that dust finally.
Yeah, but again, Panthers, the Eagles played down to the Panthers level and literally couldn't do anything. It was literally the best matchup for Saquon Barkley, I think, for any running back in NFL history. And
I mean, he
he
still
just,
had what, over 100 yards, right?
yeah, but we were looking for like 250 and four from him.
Okay.
I mean,
I know.
dude's trying to set the NFL rushing record, and he's going to fall, flat against the Panthers like that. Also, I Jalen Hurts, I think they're in trouble in the playoffs. I mean, I know they're good, but like, dude, he makes some weird decisions.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be Hertz is always kind of he'll look incredible, but he does have these moments, that's for sure. Um,
Most wins of any QB not named Patrick Mahomes since he came into the league, though. I mean, the dude
yeah,
wins. It might not be the prettiest. It's just that Philly fan base.
yeah, I know
We've got one close to all of
yeah
us.
they're
They're the most
easily
unhappy nine straight win team I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's
easily
the same
angered
thing.
fans.
It's the same thing every year.
Yeah.
All right, well, who wants to start us off with their first pick this week?
Well, we got a couple of us in the same game here, so I'll jump in here since I missed last week. I will be taking the Miami Dolphins +3 on the road against the Houston Texans. Miami is like, in win mode. Obviously, they need things to happen for them to have a chance to make the playoffs. But you still got to play the games and still do the stuff on your end to get to that point. And they're playing against a Houston team that has been struggling mightily over the last 5 games, 2-3. Bad losses against the Titans at home, and then also the Jets. Dolphins in their last 5 are 4-1. Tua coming back from injury. I mean, that offense has been clicking. You see Tyreek Hill, getting 80 yards in the last 3 games, or 3 times in the last 7 weeks, I should say. He's, the offense is moving. Obviously, I feel like a lot of it runs through a chain and what he can do. And, you know, Texans, their route with Al Shazier, whatever his name is, the head hunting for the Texans. I think the Texans are just reeling. And the Texans have a very difficult schedule remaining. AFC South, baby, it's still up for grabs. If the Colts have terrible games in front of them besides this upcoming week against Broncos. I, I think there's a chance here. So I will be taking the Texans, or sorry, the Dolphins, the +3. A lot of things not in my favor according to statistics. So I really don't have one to give you, and I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot here. So I'll just keep it there.
Does it worry you that you said I'm going to take the Texans? Like a
Kind of
Freudian
does.
slip?
Yeah, yeah.
I hope not. I mean, I'm betting with you, Corey. I mean, the Texans barely beat the Jags. They should be 1-4 last five. Not pretty at all. I think a lot of it is due to the defensive run struggles. I think A-Chain's gonna have a huge game. Houston's allowed, I think, 150 rush yards per game this year, which is second last in the league. And I think Miami's the perfect team to exploit that. So I know Tyreek Hill had a huge game last week. Love it. Hopefully they could keep that momentum going. But I think A-Chain's going to be the darling of this game.
Okay.
And I will add one more thing to that before you go in here, PB. Um, CJ Stroud against like a good defense. Miami Dolphins have a very good defense. Like I think he's going to struggle mightily.
I think their defense is overrated.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
According to PFF, they have, you know, a top five cornerback. I'm forgetting his name, but it's not Jalen Ramsey. It's like one of their rookies.
Yeah, I know exactly. I can't. I'm
I
blanking
don't
on
know
the
why I
name
can't
too.
think of his
It's
name
not
right now. I could see him in my head, but I can't think of his name.
Javon Baker? No.
No, no, Baker's a linebacker. He's moved on though.
I know I saw his name before and
I
I
can't
can't
think of it.
remember
Doesn't
it.
matter. But
But
I think their defense is great. I mean, they got Holland and safety Ramsey, obviously. So I think they'll be able to shut down Tank and Nico.
I don't think they'll so I'm on the over in this Houston Miami game. I think obviously you've seen the Dolphins really come on lately. Tyreek finally kind of came alive this past week. And then Jalen Waddle was looking really good. So I think they're finally, after some of the concussion stuff, some of the early Tyreek injury with the wrist, whatever. I don't know. I think some of it's all finally shaking off and they're getting back into their groove that we saw plenty of last year. And I don't think anyone on Houston can stop, the Miami offense, whether it's Achane, Tyreek Waddle, Jonnu Smith, who is
Beast
I've
mode.
all funny thing is like I always thought Jonnu Smith was a great tight end. Like his yards after the catch ability is insane. And Miami seemed to be the team that finally unlocked him. But Houston, on the other hand, I think Nico Collins and Tank Dell, like that squad is just we last year we saw so much of it. Didn't matter no matter who they were playing, like they'd have these games where they just it didn't matter who was on defense, like they were just cooking. And Nico Collins more than anybody, like this guy is uh, like a top two receiver in the NFL. Like I think it's like Jamar Chase, Nico Collins. Like I like he has well, every time I watch him play, impresses me so much. And so, yeah, Miami, I think they have a very good defense, but I don't think Nico's guardable. Then I mean Mixon, I mean Miami's run defense isn't some like great defense, and I think Joe Mixon could have a fine game on the ground. So I'm seeing points in this game, and I think this could be a little bit of a shootout here. So I'm on the over.
You don't think Chop Robinson's going to shut down Mixon?
I
They do
mean,
have some great names on that Miami defense. Storm Duck and Chop Robinson.
yeah, those are some names you want on defense though. No, I that's I mean I'm on a lot. All my picks this week are over unders, but I like
All right.
that.
For my first pick here, I'm going to be taking maybe the ugliest bet of the year. Probably the first time the Panthers have been favored in a game all year. I am
It
going to
is the first time since 2022.
in 2 years.
Wow.
Wow.
I was
Yeah.
going to take the Cowboys, and then I found that stat. So never mind. Go ahead.
But yeah, I'm gonna do it. Screw it. Panthers minus 2.5 at home. I don't know what happened to Bryce Young, but he's looked like a completely different guy since getting benched. Um, I know he's just got his mental right, and he's got his rapper friends calling him, letting him know it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be good, dude. It's gonna be all right, and he's out there and he's playing well. You watch the tape. He's extending plays, making throws downfield, getting out of tight pockets and throwing into tight windows, and that defense for the Panthers has stepped up against much tougher offenses these last couple of weeks. You've got the Eagles, Bucks, and Chiefs, who are significantly better teams and offenses than the Cowboys, with Cooper Rush at quarterback. And I think, honestly, the Bengals just broke the Cowboys on Monday night. The way that game ended, you've got Micah crying on the sidelines, storming off the field before the game's even over. Overshown goes down for the year with an ACL, PCL, MCL. And some of the best bets are the ones that make you uncomfortable, the ugliest ones, and I'm gonna ride with it. Panthers minus 2.5 at home.
Yeah, that Overshown injury is actually pretty big. He's been
Yep.
having a massive year.
Yep.
My former Longhorns did not hold up ACL wise last year.
Here's, yeah.
And
Last
Jordan
yeah, last
Brooks, it's so frustrating for him. You know, I think they waited a long time because to bring him back too, because Hubbard's been playing so well. And to have that 2 games in is just a really tough start to an NFL career. So
Yeah.
poor guy,
Yeah, seriously.
especially for the Panthers, second round pick. I mean, they obviously didn't have a first either, so that was some pretty expensive draft capital there. But yeah, I'm gonna take them too. Um, their last 3 games, I mean, they've hung with the Chiefs, Bucks, and Eagles, lost all of them, but they would have covered this, I think they covered all of them. And I think they're looking pretty good. And I think Adam Thielen's the X factor. He's playing like this is his last season. So he's definitely leaving it all out on the field, which I
I
like.
think I think he's got one more, and he'll want to go to a contender.
I
Yeah,
mean, that's fine, but he's still playing like the Adam Thielen we all know and love. He's stealing it.
yeah. Well, I've bet against the Panthers last 2 weeks, and I've gotten crushed each time. So, I will not be taking the Panthers here. I'll stay away from that game. I will be moving my talents to the Bengals against the Tennessee Titans. Bengals are minus 4.5. You can get 5 on DraftKings, 4.5 on FanDuel. The Bengals again, kind of with what I kind of same kind of method with the Dolphins. They got went out to give themselves a chance. I mean, I think they shot themselves in the foot when they lost to the Steelers, but they're still not eliminated. Again, they'll need a lot of help from teams losing out or whatever it might be. But traveling to Tennessee, Tennessee's awful. I mean, they're so bad. Like last week, like just for a different perspective, this game for DFS, like I had so much Tony Pollard, so much Will Levis against a terrible Jags team, and they could not move the ball. I don't know how much longer they'll give the Will Levis experiment, but like, uh, I mean, obviously he's on a rookie contract, but I don't think he's it. Unfortunately, he's just so careless with the ball. Um, they have no offensive weapons. I mean, they have Calvin Ridley, who was shut down last week. I mean, against again a terrible Jags team. They scored what 6 points against this
Six,
team.
yeah, 6 to 10.
Yeah.
I
Now you
just
have to
set out for
face
a little though.
now you have to face a Cincinnati team who like has so many weapons. Like I don't know how. I mean, the Titans defense is okay. I mean, they're giving up. What's their averages on defense that they're giving up? They are giving up points scored. I mean, 26. I mean, that's still high. And yeah, Cincinnati's defense is dog water. They're probably worse than anyone else in the league. But offensively, they have so much firepower. I think they just outscore them. So give me 4.5 here. Tennessee's 1-8 ATS in the last 9. I mean, 0-5 straight up in last games in December. I mean, they're a bad football team. So and 1-5 ATS in the last 6 games playing against the Cincinnati Bengals at home. So all the stats point to give me the Bengals here.
Yeah, I'm with you, Corey. You summed it up perfectly, and I think this is actually kind of like a get right spot for the Bengals defense. You know, build a little bit of confidence here. The Titans are playing for a top 3 pick. I mean, I would be shocked if they didn't take a quarterback in this upcoming draft because Will Levis, like you said, is clearly not it, and I think they need to cut ties before, um, his rookie contract ends even. So. Bengals got to win out. I think they keep rolling. I think they cover this easily. Like you said, Corey, just too much firepower. I mean, the Bengals are putting up 28, 30 plus on some of the best defenses in the league. Like it doesn't matter who they've been playing. So I'm with you.
Yeah, red hot Joe Burrow. He
Wasting
would
an
be.
MVP season.
Yeah, yeah. I was just say he would be MVP if they had a winning season, but
Yep.
All right, my second pick is going to be the Dallas Carolina under 43. So we just saw this Dallas Cincy game, um, which I like the under in that. That was sitting at like,
I think it
what
was
was that total yesterday? 40,
49 and a half.
yeah, 49 and a half. So I mean it was up there. But I mean it took that last second 40-yard touchdown to chase for it to even get to 47. It was sitting at 40. This Dallas defense hasn't been great all year, but this is the first time that they've actually been getting their corners in Bland and Diggs out there kind of at the same time. And we've seen this Dallas defense be pretty stingy at times. And although Chase went off, like Chase is the best receiver in football, T. Higgins was held to 23 yards. Chase Brown didn't have more than 60 yards rushing. I think Dallas is going to be able to kind of put a damper on what Carolina has been doing these last 4 weeks, and you know people will start questioning again if Bryce Young is the guy. Uh, to me, I just think this is going to be kind of a dud of a game. You got Cooper Rush. I don't see much going on there. Uh, and in Carolina, if there's one part of the field that they're decent at guarding, it's kind of in the slot where Dallas's main receiver plays. To me, this just has like slog, really low total game written all over it, in my opinion. So I love the under here. All right, who's next?
I think
We
we're
on
on
the
to
locks.
Oh yeah,
Lock.
yep, on our locks.
Locks.
All right. Well, I'll jump into the lock of the week. I'm taking the Thursday night game. I'm taking the 49ers minus 2.5 against the Los Angeles Rams. 49ers are at home, which will benefit them. Even though like playing in LA is not like a huge home field advantage. I'm pretty sure the 49ers would show up anyways there, their fans. But yes, the Rams offense has looked incredible and the 49ers are dealing with a lot of injuries. But theme of this week is playing teams or betting teams that need to win. Both team needs to win, but I think the 49ers take this just by a hair. I think they cover with a field goal. I just can't imagine the 49ers missing the playoffs, even with all these injuries. I think they'll sneak in. They'll win the NFC West
You think the
somehow.
49ers are going to sneak in?
Yeah, I think they win this game, and then they win.
Seahawks lose.
Seahawks
Seahawks.
lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a winnable division. You act like I'm like speaking Chinese over here. Like everyone's like the same record. Yeah. So with that being said, the Los Angeles Rams, 5-2 ATS, San Francisco 1-4 ATS in the last five. So not looking great in terms of statistics. But I just see Shanahan winning this game. I see Debo getting the ball a lot. Grendo's a little banged up. Debo wants the ball more. I think he gets played into it. The Rams defense is, not spectacular. Um, and I think this might be like closer to a shootout. But I have faith in Kyle Shanahan to pull out this win and cover the 2.5 here. So not really much else to it. It's just a field game.
That's a scary one. I don't know about
That's a
that
scary one.
playoff prediction, but NFC's looking pretty close this year. I'm going to take the Steelers +5 against the Eagles. They're going to be on the road. I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing this year, obviously, out of Mike Tomlin's team. They should be 8-0 in their last eight. The only game they've dropped was that Snow Bowl against the Browns. So 7-1. They've knocked off some really great teams in that stretch. Ravens, they put up more points than the Bengals 2 weeks ago, 44-38, an absolute shootout. So I love what they're doing. I think they can hang with whatever Philly's got, and I think it's a really great matchup for both these teams. But I think it's ultimately going to be a pretty close game. So obviously on the Eagles side, you have some passing game struggles. I think Steelers are pretty solid against the pass. So I think they have like 39 takeaways this year or something. So they're top three in the league there. Jalen Hurts is known to make some mistakes. So I think that's a factor for keeping it close. Saquon's going to have to face one of the best run defenses in the league. So we'll see what they got there. And I think the Steelers, match up okay against that Philly defense. Obviously, Philly's got some hot corners right now, but interesting stat here. Russell Wilson is 6-0 against the Eagles. So he's never dropped a game to them. I think he keeps it going.
Who do you think's scoring for the Steelers? Because I mean, it's not like I don't mind the pick, but like, who is Russ throwing to?
I think it's like a Freiermuth game, Jalen Warren. I know Pickens is out, but
That's a lot to cover with your best player out.
I don't know. I mean,
Like
Tomlin just gets these
Calvin
random
Austin
guys to
and Van
step up. Like,
Jefferson.
I
Mike
think Mike
Williams.
Williams is going to be a nice play. I get it without Pickens. Like it limits their offense
That's not a
dynamic.
primetime game, right?
No, I think that's in the afternoon.
Thank God.
Yeah,
25.
that was sucks.
But I don't know. Like the Eagles are great, obviously, but they're like the Chiefs. Like they just find ways to win, but it hasn't been blowout fashion recently, I guess.
Yeah, I
Against
mean,
good teams.
Tomlin as a dog is always a
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
nice bet.
Five
He always
five
keeps
will
them in
have
it.
too. So
Yeah. All right, for my lock of the week, I'm going to be taking the Commies -7 going into New Orleans for the Marshawn Lattimore revenge game. Um, so the Commanders are coming off a bye, which is great timing with Jaden Daniels' ribs being a little bit banged up the last couple of weeks. Getting him some extra rest. And on the other side of the ball, we're going to either get Rattler, Hayner, or Gucci Danucci for the Saints with Carr done for the year. And we've seen the Commanders steamroll bottom of the league teams pretty consistently this year. And I think with that extended rest going in, the Rizzler over there in New Orleans, his interim coaching has that bump has worn off, and I think the Commanders get it done here convincingly and continue that playoff push, which is maybe the shocker of the season. But yeah, give me the Commanders minus a touchdown.
Okay. All right. My lock of the week is going to be another over under. It's going to be, I believe I had this exact same pick 2 weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago. It was the line then was 39 and a half Bears Vikings. Same game. Now it's 43 and a half. I think this is still too low. I mean, I forget. I'm pretty sure this game went into the 50s the last time they played, but Caleb seen this defense. He played well against them. They almost won the game, and Justin Jefferson finally got hot. Uh, was all over Justin Jefferson. It was like he was bound to finally have the touchdowns. And again, I don't think anyone on Chicago can guard Justin Jefferson. I think his hot streak could continue into this game. I think TJ Hawkinson has a really good matchup. I think he scores. And then Caleb, I mean, they've lost games. Their record 4-8, whatever. But Caleb has looked good to me. He started out rough in the year, but I mean, does not turn the ball over, and they make adjustments at halftime, and they put their teams in positions to at least win. So I think this is going to be another divisional type shootout here, and I like points in this game.
Mm-hmm. Bonus pick. I'm taking the Colts money line. Just throwing it out there. If you want
Who are
to
they?
tail
Who are
me.
they? Who are they playing?
Broncos.
Broncos.
This is a playoff game for that matchup.
What's the money line, or what's the spread?
4.
And they're in Denver.
Yeah.
Broncos -4 in Denver. Basically, assuming that they win the game, both teams win the games they should, this will decide which one of them makes the playoffs.
I think if they win, it'll be like Jonathan Taylor, like nuke game or something. That's how I think instead of betting the money line, I would just like take a bunch of Jonathan Taylor. I think that's their only shot. Just like Jonathan Taylor like rewinds the clock a little bit and has one of those like 150 and 2 type
Well,
games.
I'll take any way they can. I'll take this win. This is going to be, our win that's going to propel us into the Super Bowl. So
Okay.
That's your Super Bowl tickets as well.
I'm
Get
glad
those.
that the delusion is always there until the clock hits zero and the Colts
So
are
we're
officially
eliminated,
eliminated.
baby. We have a chance
In the hunt.
We're
in the
taking
hunt.
Corey's receipts here. A Colts Super Bowl win parlayed with a 49ers playoff appearance. I like it.
Yeah.
We're getting
Colts
some good
49ers
odds.
Super Bowl.
Yep.
Lock it in.
But no, it is funny, Corey. You more than anyone, you will literally create in your head these scenarios where the Colts have this shot at the Super Bowl still.
Do you see what I took the Dolphins for that reason? Texans.
Corey, you don't why so you now you're just telling everyone that you're taking your picks based off of the Colts pass to the
No,
Super Bowl.
I like the Dolphins this week anyways. It was a good pick.
Okay.
It just benefits my well-being and happiness too.
Mm-hmm. We'll see how Corey's record does down the stretch here for all games picked that influences the Colts playoff hopes. All right. That'll do it for this week. Comment your favorite bets this week. Please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.